Hey here, I've just come back as promised to show you what I finally used for the shadow box that I am doing on behalf of the Handyhippo Craft Company, which is www.handyhippo.co.uk. Last time I mentioned Handyhippo, they'd actually sent me a rather lovely shadow box 8x8 from the Papermania people to do a little project to share with you. So I'm back, as I say, with things that I used to make the shadow box possible. Now they are very much open to your own individual taste. I have to say that at the outset. I've tried to keep this one quite light and cheery and in keeping with sweet things, with Valentine coming. It could be used at Easter, you know, it's limitless really, but with each of these main events coming along, it's nice to bear in mind that these shadow boxes are very, very versatile. For the decoration purposes of the 8x8 shadow box, I have used the wooden embellishments. This is what I've got left of them, and they really are a delight. They're very, very delicate, so you are able to put beads on them to paint them. There are little leaf sprigs, a different shape flower there, a couple of different birds, one on a little bush or twig, and the birds separate. Then there's is that a bigger bird again? I think that's a bigger bird. That's just got a different marking on it from the top one there. And then there are two different butterflies, one quite closed in, one quite open plan there. And they are just so effective. Because it's only small spaces in shadow boxes to decorate, you do have to plan quite carefully how you're going to promote things and what you want to put where. I didn't end up doing anything other than using these in the natural wood colour, primarily because the colour pad that I've chosen and the craft colour of the box really didn't need a whole lot of extra stuff going on. It just all came together really, really prettily. So I used the Sweet Life. Now this pad I received later part of last year, but I didn't actually do anything with it at the time because at that time it didn't fit the project that I was asked to do. This time, however, because it's cakes and lush little things like that with these lovely little sayings and so on, it's lent itself very well to the theme of the shadow box that I've put forward. It is a matte paper, it is double-sided, there are 36 sheets in the pad with 6 different designs. Call it 12 if you choose to use both sides of the paper for your project. You can see that they're actually quite pretty, but it is a very muted colour. It wouldn't do if you had something planned that required a depth of colour to shine. This is, as I say, quite muted. I've taken quite a few pages from this for the shadow box. That's the second size coming around now with stripes, polka dots, this black, and then there's a freehand drawing area here, which, to be honest, you know, you could colour in and do bits and pieces with. There's the little banner there, cupcake. You could colour it in if you so desired. It's a taste thing, I think. I used quite a few of these beautiful green roses here and dotted around the more delicate of the blue flowers. I used the Martha Stewart leaf punch just to accentuate areas that I wanted to accentuate. I took this lovely organza ribbon from my stash to decorate the box, and really did feel that it had all come out quite nicely. For the leaves to support the flowers, I used this lovely glitter pad here. It is really, really pretty. There are it's 6 by 6 inside. There are 18 different shades of glittered paper. It's very smooth, it's very fine, nothing comes off on your hands, and it's got quite a nice sheen to it. There's enough there to accent different projects and really bring a delicate project to life. So that is another must-have in your stash if you're looking for something that's very versatile and easy to use. So without further ado, I'll move all of this forward slightly so that you can see the shadow box, and I'll bring it in. This is it in all its glory, and I hope you'll agree it's quite an attractive outcome here. I've used American card stock with a scalloped edged punch from Martha Stewart, readily available at Handyhippo. The leaves in the glitter and ordinary cardstock to marry up with the craft colour card of the box. I've put one of the little birds here, and it really is quite firm. Some of the ribbon, and then I've twisted the ribbon, put it into this little tail area here, fishtail I think someone called it, maybe Amanda, Scrimpy Mummy, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I think that is the technical term for that V shape in the ribbon. And then again I went on to use just a simple decoration down here, a little cluster up here, because the front of the box is actually acetate and you want to be able to see into it so that you get the idea of the theme of the box. I then put a very thin bit of the American cardstock around and just randomly punched a couple of little hearts here and there, which I've then stuck around just to break up the plainness of the box. I've left the base plain. I mean, you could line it with paper if you wanted to, but with it being so decorated inside, I didn't feel that was strictly necessary. When you take the box lid off, I'll put that down there, it's like a veritable sweetie shop. It's rather lovely. I'm really quite pleased with how it came out. I've got the cake theme going throughout. I've used bits and pieces all throughout. These sections come out, I haven't painted them, I haven't papered unnecessarily, I've just decorated each of the components, as you can see, which allows you then to pull them out, to make alterations if you wanted to shift around the design if you felt that perhaps you wanted to put things in different areas, perhaps declutter a little bit. I've used the special everyday fun, the sweet life, all the wording that was in the pan, sweet thing, and just used 3D foam tape to bring out the little cupcakes and the sayings. Here I've used hot glue, I've fussy cut around the cakes, and they are just freestanding, as you can see, on a little tab that allows these to move around and just give dimension to the box. So it is quite a dimensional project. In the top one here, where it says sprinkle every day with fun, I've used a couple of hearts. In the bottom, just cut out some tiny little flowers and used a little flat back pearl, to decorate the flowers. All in all, it's come out really, really nicely. In this end one here, I'll just pull it out if I can. It's a little bit stuck. Oops, some of them are quite snug. The butterfly is actually anchored to the wall to give it that free-flowing appearance. Some of the little flowers there, a little bit of the green ribbon, another of the wooden dimensions just put into the back there for added interest. I've got a tiny little banner going on in the next one, which is just, get it together, cut out hearts, but again it allows you to see into the back of the box. It adds a whole lot of dimension to the overall effect of the decoration that's used. I've just put the decorative paper in here and there, used a little bit of lace from my stash just to keep it nice and open. The little bird on the back with the word fun, and it just, you know, just lends itself to so many different themes and choices, and it just would make such a lovely gift for someone to keep, to dedicate to an occasion. Even you could, if someone had a wedding anniversary and there were photographs and things available, you could use this to make a tribute to that occasion. It's limitless, really. It is totally up to the individual and what they want to put into the whole project. As a finisher, I did spray a very fine glitter paint over the whole thing just to lift it up, but sadly in this light I'm not actually able to let you see how that works, but it is a nice little addition. It settles where it settles, throws the glitter out where it feels like it, and otherwise it's just as it stands here. But I quite like the effect of the separate compartments within the box, very much highlighted by the colour of the cardstock. It just keeps it, in my opinion, quite an interesting overall view to look at. So I hope you found this inspiring. Do pop over to Handyhippo. They are currently having a whole lot of new stock in, and as a consequence of that, today ends a 10% off everything sale. And this is just one of the events that Handyhippo holds on a very regular basis. So if you want to save money on your crafts, perhaps you're saving up for something and that extra 10 or 15% would make a difference, then it's quite a nice place to check out what you're looking for. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I hope it's an inspiration to you. Take care for now. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye bye.